My name is Stefan Brigati, and I've been investigating the paranormal for over 30 years. Come along with me and my team as we take a journey into the unknown. This is My Darkest Hour.
Hello there, everybody. Welcome back. It's good to see you. Hope you're out there. You are keeping warm as best you can because it is getting cold out there. So bundle up, be safe. If you're going to make a snowball, make sure you have some gloves on because it gets all wet and gushy and stuff. Freeze your hands. Never much fun, especially if you're a guitar player. Nobody wants cold hands. Anyway, good to have you guys back. Real exciting. We did a series a while ago. We were talking about the Paracon, which was amazing. Of course, thank you all who participated and those who supported the event. Had a chance to get out there and go to some events and meet some people. And ironically enough, I had a chance to talk to some people about the university. We've been doing this series on the university, trying to show the diversity of everything at the University of Magicus, which you guys know where to go to find me there. Anyway, I got a chance to talk to Eva and Antoniadou. See, I had it right. And now that I'm drinking coffee, the caffeine is kicking in. So we're going to bring her on and let her explain. But I really had a great chance to meet with her and talk with her and talk about a few things. And the connection was fantastic. Great energy, so I hope you guys really pick up on this. I know it's a podcast and it's a video and it's electronic, but hey, energy transfers through electricity. If you want to know more about that, go to my classes at the University of Magicus. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and bring her on the show. Bring her out of the virtual green room. So here we go.
Hello.
Hey there.
Good evening.
See how I practiced that and then I totally butchered it? See, that's
you did amazing.
They call me the butcher. And I warned you, I'm like, yeah, that's great. I'm just going to destroy it regardless.
That's okay.
So to speak, it's in the cards. It's in the cards for me. So how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Like I said, I'm trying to be warm as much as possible. Got my candles over here and lighting some incense. Hopefully get some warmth off it. But the tea lights, they don't give off a whole lot. So you got a whole bunch of them.
You know what? They go a long way. They go a long way. You can even cook with tea lights.
Very slowly, but yeah, you can. Absolutely.
It keeps you warm to some degree. Thank you so much for having me. It was such a pleasure meeting you. I know we had taught at the university.
Yeah, that was a blast and like an unexpected surprise. It's like, wow, what a great moment that was. Like I was saying, the energy was good, and I was like excited, and we talked, and you
Same here.
read me a little bit, and I was like, wow.
You're something else. Your energy, the spirits that I've picked up. I mean, for those who don't know, hi, my name is Eva, and I'm a cosmic energy healer and teacher, and I'm a psychic and tarot card reader. I channel messages, and I met Stefan through the university. And when I saw him in one of the shows that he came to see me, I was like, you need to come. I need to reach you. And the spirits, your spirit guides, the ancestral help you have, because, you're such an old soul, and all the work you do energetically and like with the paranormal. I mean, I didn't know that much about you. I found out when I was meeting you. And you were just like, how does she know?
A weird guy. I've seen him somewhere before. It's like, what?
Like, we've met before. And
that was the first thing I saw too. As soon as I saw you, I'm like, I know her. We're like looking at my wife.
Past lives.
Like, I don't know. What are you talking about? I know her. And then you wave at me. You're like, hi, and I'm like, oh yeah, see, we know each other. Hey, what's going on?
Exactly. I was so excited. Like, I told everyone around the booths, and then they were following you. They're like, who is this? We need to talk to him.
Is
said,
that how that happened?
yeah,
Next thing I know, I'm going to the other room, and there's like all these people around me. I'm like, what? I don't have any money, people. I mean, I'm here to
yeah.
psychic there. So bring money to that. I'll spend it.
I know. You had like which event did you have? You had like a trade show, like a fair or something like that. Was it
I do a thing called the Pacific Coast Paracon.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
I sent some
paranormal, psychic, spiritual event that I do for
yeah.
the Central Coast area. That's what
Yeah,
I was
so I sent some people to you right away. I'm like, the man needs people.
Yeah, that event was
Yeah, that's how you do it. And they were like
Thank
excited because they like spooky things, and you are one ghost hunter. Like, oh my god, the
I'm
stuff I've
spooky.
seen, it's insane. You are something else.
Well,
You're
thank you so
something.
much.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to say something when you see it, when it's right.
So for those who want to follow along with us, you guys can go to her website at
CosmicEnergyLife.com. Yes,
And
CosmicEnergyLife.com.
this big long ticker tape thing on the bottom here. Eventually you'll see it, but you got to be quick. It only shows it for about 1 second. But for those doing the playback, you can always freeze frame it and go, oh, okay, that's
Exactly. Cosmic Energy Life also on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. You can follow me anywhere.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I do give a lot of tips and tricks. And, I talk about astrology and the planetary constellations that affect us Earthlings so very much. Like now, tomorrow, Pluto is going into Aquarius. So yay for all the fixed sign placements, which is sun, moon, and rising, right? That's going to affect us in a way until 2043. Just saying.
2043. Wow, we're just going to get waves of these energy. Everyone get ready to start surfing because here it comes.
Yeah, but it's golden age, right? It's the golden age, just like with Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth, the golden age. We're heading that way. We're becoming more open and advanced in terms of spirituality. And don't be surprised if people are not as scared anymore when aliens come in, because they've been around already for such a long time. But
and they've been conditioning to us for so long. It's like if they were like down the street hanging out by 7-Eleven, I'd be like, hey, what's up, dudes? Because it's not like something crazy. I mean, they don't chase you with laser guns or nothing. All of a sudden, it's like different beings. So get ready,
You're like me. You see it through the eyes and through the aura, right? Then when there is somebody possessed, and when it's an alien or like snake form, the eyes, like you can tell, right? It's just like they look, and you're like, okay, have a good day.
Yeah. And they don't have very good sense of humor. That's a big problem. That's my first giveaway. It's like, wait a minute, you don't get this joke, so you're obviously not a normal spirit. But we pick up on different energy forms, and they all do their different things. So
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Abby. This is my co-host, and I didn't mention her when I started the show.
I've been looking at this doll. Mm-hmm. Hi. I've been looking at this doll already, and I was going to ask you, and I forgot. Like, I'm like, what is with this doll?
Abby used to be behind me with my collection. I got all kinds of stuff. People give me haunted stuff like all the time, especially when I go to locations. They're like, oh yeah, this thing's weird. Here, take it. I'm like, okay. So I have this pretty vast collection.
Yeah.
And she was always behind me, but then she really saw I started doing the classes and all the podcasts, and she really wanted to get involved. So I brought her over here, and I normally have equipment that I set up with her so she can light up the meters and stuff. But we've been filming in LA a lot, and so a lot of that stuff's down there. But I always have her with me, and she's got great energy. And with me and like Patty Negri, she's got her dolls on her podcast, and they all trying to connect with each other. And I'm like,
I love it.
Wait till we're done.
Yeah, she's an old spirit. Yeah.
Can you say hi to Belle, because she wants to say hi to Belle. So yeah, doll hour. It's pretty amazing. But that's her.
Yeah, she's an old spirit. I can see the energy. She's a spirit that went into the doll.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. When I got her as a gift, she was not spirited yet.
Yeah.
But with me, they just come to me all the time, and this one energy really connected.
Yeah.
And she feels really comfortable, and she likes to have fun, and she just wants to be part of the action. So now it moved her up next to me. where she can be part of it. And we do the paranormal classes, and she kind of chimes in and lights up, and everybody on the classes goes, "Hi, Abby," and she really loves that connection.
Yeah, I can tell she has like Venus vibes, but like it's definitely a female, and I do feel that it could be from the Asian as well, Asian community, like back East Asian, because I told you have like really old connections, spirit guides, and you have too many past lives, so you may have met actually in real life, and it's something with like Asia or so. And like I can see it's like goddess vibes, and the same time, you know, she might have been a warrior or something, but like she has like those feminine, very soft vibes. It's like nice. I don't think it's a bad spirit to have.
It's awesome. I have bad dolls too, but they're in the unattached garage in a different section.
You just
you guys stay
here. Get a job done.
Yeah. You stay here, but you can't come in the house. And I don't want her messing with them because I don't want to mix on it.
Yeah, no, she seems to be different. She has a different vibe.
She's actual porcelain doll. And one time I had my friend Raven Wolf from the school as well. She was staying here, and I said, "Come meet Abby." So she met Abby, and we're talking about the Paracon. Like, I'm going to bring you to Paracon. You want to go? She's porcelain. And her lips moved, and it smiled. And she kind of had this glow about her. But she was like so excited to go to the Paracon because she never gets to go anywhere. So she was like on the table with the other spirited dolls, and they were just hanging out together. Gave them little candy and stuff. When I went to go check on her, the candy had melted. Wow. That's how much kinetic energy was coming off her. The candy was actually melting. The chocolate.
I've had that too with deities that I work with. When you give them candy, it's gone, and you're like, "Where did it go?"
Yeah. Well, I do that. I do some like dragon magic with Puff. Here's my dragon.
My God, I love that. I love dragons. I'm obsessed with dragons.
Oh yeah, but he drinks a lot. I give him some whiskey and some tequila, and he seems to really like the tequila more. But yeah, he gets pretty upset when I'm not refilling him and wants attention. But I keep him close too.
There are some deities, they need alcohol. Like Jupiter likes to drink, and Jupiter is also Zeus.
Yeah.
And some I'm like, let me tell you, the rum is like done in a week. I'm like, where'd it go?
Yeah, I wonder that too. And then when I give him stuff that he doesn't like, it just sits there. It's like, really? Yeah. It's like, you're not feeling the fireball then. It's like, nope. I'm like, okay. It's costing me a lot of money.
I love it. You do have dragons as well. I can see like you have protectors that are dragons, which are like.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm a dragon. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm a dragon by like Chinese horoscope, but like I have dragons too.
Oh, so, cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But some dragons in your corner.
I love it. I love that you have this little dragon. I should get one too.
He's like, what? What do you want? Give me some more. It's like, come on. But yeah, he keeps an eye on things. You know, they work pretty good together.
Nice. Yeah, you have to see which deities and which gods are working well together and which are just like chaos, and you just let it separate.
Yeah. And this is my office. So, and I do my classes in here, and I do all kinds of stuff, you know, in this room. So sometimes this place is like a big playground. It gets crazy in here. And we've got a closet right here, which is a vortex, and they just come through. And sometimes they'll bang on there. Everybody wants to get involved. And then for some reason, I have these monkeys that kind of show up. And I really can't. It's almost like, I don't know what nature spirit going on, and they're playing because this is my office. There's things going on as I'm trying to like do the podcast and talk to people and stuff. And like things are moving behind me. People are like, "Oh my God, your guitar case!" I'm like, "Yeah, stop playing with that, you guys." And then I try to just do what I can. So
it's from your past life. They came with you. Remember, I said you have also like roots towards like Asia, even like Africa.
Oh, I definitely know that. I was just interviewed by somebody, and we're talking about that, and we're talking about past lives. And I said, I'm like an old tape. You know, I keep living, and they keep erasing it, and they re-record over it over and over again. Sometimes with that tape, you do it so much, you can't get rid of the old recording underneath. And I have so many memories of past lives, and people just like, what? I'm like, yeah. It's to the point where I'm taking on little bits and pieces, like highlights and stuff. And I'm like talking about detailed things, and definitely age is a big part of it.
I can see that, and I think we talked about it, and like you're not supposed to forget certain things, and you're not supposed to do anything else besides, I mean, you do the music, right, and you do like the paracon, but like you doing like ghostbuster hunting basically, or spirit hunting or something, that's been within lives, like a lot of lives of you. This is not you're doing the work that you do right now.
Every life has been interesting. It's all spiritually related. Like I have memories of being a monk and stuff, and I remember being in my room, and I remember also had people like what were on the walls, what I had on my shelves next to my bed in detail. And people are like, wow, how do you remember? I'm like, it's just like almost like a memory from a few years ago, but it's like not part of this world. It's not part of this life.
But yeah, and some lives you were a monk, and then like in other lives you were a warrior, so you need to balance it out. But you always had spirituality and ghost hunting, or like speaking to ghosts and paranormal, anything, not physical from this realm. You always had that, so you take it with you, and that's how you take the deities, the gods, and the spirits with you that are very, very big, and you fight with them, especially when you do exorcism or anything that has to do with you having to protect people or like remove something. Because I see them, I remember them, and I see them again now. So like the monkeys are just like one of those who came with you, and sometimes they go nuts, but like not in a harming way.
No.
Demon Slayer, remember that?
Yeah, they're very playful.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like trying to round up little kids. It's like, what are you guys doing? And I have people on the show who are all psychics and mediums. I'm like, what's he doing back on your couch? I'm like, oh my God, you just hear this rattling of boxes and noises. I'm like, you guys, but it's cool because I'm doing these live things and people see what's happening and they're like, wow, that's amazing. You're so lucky. I'm like, really? Cool. Am I lucky? Because this is a lot.
Yeah.
You can sit there for a little while, But I get a lot of
right now.
Just I just sit in this room and just people just come and go. And I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? But
right now they're behaving, but I can see them peeking in because they're curious.
Yes, because they're waiting for when it's going to be over so they can do crazy things again and play with all my stuff. Every time. But they know, which is good, because when they know I'm coming in, I'm getting stuff set up. Like, okay, we're going to do. Sometimes they take off and they come back after the show, but sometimes they want to participate, depending on what I'm teaching that day. If I'm doing like meter work and like a special meters, and I put them around the room and they start going off, and all this exactly, and I'll show examples with her. I'll say, okay, light this up so people can get an idea, and all of a sudden the whole thing will light up and turn and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
so
I can feel them. It also depends if they're comfortable with whoever is in front of the camera. Like you're speaking to, sometimes they're not comfortable, or like there's other attachments that are not allowing them to come through because of either protection or just they're not comfortable, whatever reason for. But then I can see they're peeking through. They're already like, this lady's playful. Let's come and say hi.
Yeah. Hi. It's almost like little kids. Like I'm doing a thing. Daddy's on camera, but like, let's see, who's he talking to over there? Like, okay, kid, come say hi. That kind of stuff. But I wouldn't trade it for the world,
No, that's okay. But you know how to juggle it. It's like being in the circus, and you just know how to balance it out. And given the fact that you have, like very strong powers that are like almost unearthly, you know how to just, like I said, Demon Slayer. Like if something needs to get done, you're just like whip out and let's go.
Everyone needs to behave, so let's do this. That kind of stuff.
I can see the scenarios. Oh my God, that's so funny. Thanks for letting me in to see that.
Well, that's cool. You can see all that stuff. You understand what I'm talking about. A lot of people they get bits and pieces, but it's like, cool, you get it. You see what I'm dealing with.
I remember when I invited you and I said, I need to read you, and the stuff that I told you just looking at me like, does she know me? Remember that face? It's usually the excuse me, what the fuck face. Like, how does she know?
Yeah.
Which I love. Everybody's looking at me. They're like, and I'm like, you talking to a psychic. It's not just me doing tarot readings. I channel messages. I'm a medium to some degree, right? Like I don't always open up to that, but within the reading I do. So when I tell you things, it's just like information coming through. I'm just the vessel. And then, obviously when you have somebody, we're co-workers technically, right? Because we're in the same field. So when you have a co-worker and you read for the person, and the person is, whether the person is open or not, doesn't even matter. But like when I tell you certain things, it's because that's what I see. But it's very detailed. It's very, specific. Not everybody, I have yet to meet somebody like you.
Oh.
To tell you, like, I mean this in the best way. Like you are what you say you are.
Thank you very much. I truly appreciate that.
And I know if I would ever not be able to handle something, I would call you.
That's exactly that. And I'll go out there and I will totally confuse the spirits right away. They'd be like, huh? What's he doing? What are you talking about? He's kind of funny, but I don't get it. So yeah.
Stefan, don't play. He's like, let's go.
Let's go, guys. Come on, outside. Let's go do something. You guys are just bored. Your spirit's got to get out here.
No, you're very powerful. Like I love that. It's nice to have people who are as strong or like stronger. I like that because it just gives you like hope that there is like true people out there. And you've been doing it for over 30 years, you said. But like again, this is not your first rodeo. This is not your first lifetime doing this stuff. So they already know from other lives. They're like, oh shit, him again. Let's go.
Yeah, there he is. He's gonna do it again. One more time around, right? Yeah, one more.
Like,
good luck.
Why him?
Yeah, he was different last time. He looked different, but it's the same guy.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so that's perfect. So
I love it.
Let's talk about you.
Yes.
And one of the things I like to talk about on the show is the beginning. Everybody has their story, whether they got into the paranormal or having psychic abilities, being a medium. And I like to hear everybody's story because I have all these listeners that either can relate to or something's familiar about it.
Yeah.
Tell us the very beginning, like when you started realizing the abilities that you were having.
So I was about 5 years old when I was starting to manifest. My parents were separated at the time, and I had the feeling that they're going to come back together. I was like 4 or 5 years old, right? And I was praying to have a brother. I was manifesting him. And I was with my aunt and with my grandma, and I was in Greece. I was born and raised in Germany. I have lived all my life in Germany, but I was like for some time in Greece. I was like 4 or 5 years old. So here I am thinking like my parents getting back together. I'm manifesting this. I'm going to have a little brother. And just look at me and they're like, you crazy kid. And I'm like, I'm going to have a brother. Every night I used to pray and say, I'm going to have a brother, right?
Wow. Yeah.
Well, my mom came back with a brother. That's how it started. So they were looking at me, they're like, how does this kid know? So, but given the fact that I have a grandmother was a healer and probably a witch too, but she just didn't say anything about it. It was more like herb magic or like, like a kitchen witch or something. This is how they knew that I had some talent. When I was in my, after like in my 20s or early before 20s, like 15 to 20, I used to have my friends, they used to tell me stuff and say, this is what's going to happen. Especially with my brother, with his girlfriends, I used to predict like, this is not going to last because XYZ is going to happen. My brother was cursing me out every time it would happen. He's like, you witch, how do you know? And I wasn't thinking much of it because my parents and my grandparents didn't want me to know I had psychic abilities. So I never knew anything about spirituality. In my late 20s, I met this one girl. She was a coffee ground reader. She was Turkish. And I do that too sometimes, coffee ground readings. You can do tea leaf readings. There's so many divination forms in a cup. And she told me that I had psychic abilities because every time we would talk, I would predict something and it comes to pass. And I'm like, how? She said, I don't know, but you need to start doing tarot cards. You need to educate yourself. And she said, this is a way you need to do by yourself. So I started doing tarot cards. And in the beginning, and we're talking about 20 years ago, right? Which makes me 29 now. Wink, wink.
How'd you do it when you were so young? You must have been.
I was just a toddler.
Yeah.
So I started doing tarot cards and I could not handle the energy. It took me a few years to figure out what I liked. And then I started with Gypsy tarot cards, and those are the ones that spoke to me the most. And I just did it for myself. And I knew I had powers, but I was in Germany. Germany wasn't very spiritual. Honestly, like now it's spiritual. They have like, the herb kitchen, a kitchen witch and whatnot. But I took a whole different route. I was corporate, I had an associate's degree as a legal secretary, and I didn't like it. So I went into beauty field, being manicurist, and then an instructor for that, even a makeup artist and hairstylist. And that's how I came to the US. So when I stepped 30 years old, that's like, a few years ago, into the US, the first time when I put foot on it, I'm like, my God, I have been here before. What happened? Like, why do I feel like it's home? And it's because of the native ground and, the native energies, which I know I have past lives with. And then everything started going haywire. Like, I would read people telling them stuff. I would touch people that fall asleep on me. That was ever since I was doing cosmetic procedures, like hair, nails, makeup. People will fall asleep on me, and I'm like, oh my God, I must be boring. They just fell asleep because they were healing. I didn't know that I had healing.
Yeah.
And I started reading people, the chair, makeup chair. We're talking about like big people, and I started reading them. I'm like, shut the front door, Eva, be quiet, don't tell people stuff, they're gonna think you're crazy. And I had a few people that got mad at me, but what I told them was true. So this is how I knew that this is going into the spiritual section. And like the person came back, the one that was really mad at me, and said, everything you said came to pass. I was just mad because I didn't want to hear it, but you're truly psychic. And I'm like looking at her, I'm like, again, I didn't know I had all those skills. And then all of a sudden, everybody wanted a tarot reading. I started reading them. I started picking up on energies, all the shebang, spirits, whatnot. And with that, I started like developing. And like about 12 years ago, I became a cosmic energy healer. In 2016, I became a teacher. And 2015, it's almost 10 years ago now, in February, I had to make a choice whether I continue with the beauty field or with the physical realm. And I asked the universe, I said, where do you want me? Ooh, the lights are flickering.
Something's going on in here. What?
Well, Spirit is talking. Hello, whoever it is. You got a disco.
Start seeing shadows going on. Everyone's dancing and stuff in here.
So I asked the universe, I said, where do you want me? And like, Lord, behold, metaphysical store. I had knowledge about nothing. And I started as a tarot reader and healer. And that was like the fast lane to educate myself with. I've been in candle magic, like by myself, like learning and like taking classes, or like just very much self-taught. I go with intuition. I've been doing that for 15 years. And then I help people manifest and help them get to where they need to go, especially also in addition with the healings. But like 2015 was when everything switched and I went just into spirituality. And I still do business coaching within my sessions. I still do social media help for people. So I have the business sense as an entrepreneur, where in my sessions, it's not just always like a psychic reading. Is he going to call me back? People come because they want to grow. They want to like, get rid of spirits, attachments, curses, anything that has to do with witchcraft. Things that I'm a demon slayer like you in a different way. You like do like the advanced version of it. I just do the one that is more for the regular people, right?
The little demons.
Yeah, I mean, they're not little, but we're talking about like witchcraft that is generational, curses that are generational, because I've been and I've dealt with that, which I wasn't aware of. And with my healings, I've noticed, because I always had like certain issues with the healing that I can help, get rid of it. And I always said, I promised myself, if I can get rid of it, I will help other people. So now I teach them how to do it either themselves, because there's so many healing methods, or I just do it for them. But yeah, 2015, it was when I stepped into the metaphysical. And then with COVID, I was just working from home. So the last 4 years I've been working from home. And this year in February, I started with fairs and markets, and also teaching. A year ago, I started with the University of Magic. The reason why I had to stop for a minute, take a break, is because I go on the weekends to the fairs. So it kind of intertwines. I don't always have time. But also that taught me a lot, because I was doing before classes. and teaching people how to get to a certain, level. Some people want to do it themselves. I'm a do-it-yourselfer. I like to learn from others, but I also learn myself by, like watching or reading through things. So everything came together, and now it's like I do this on a full-time base for the last 10 years. And yeah, that's pretty much the story. But it's been interesting because I never thought in a million years this is what I'm going to do. I always wanted to be the makeup artist on set, and I was for years and years, like for decades. But somehow it all turned differently. And even when I stepped into, as a former makeup artist, to start my beauty line, Hey Girl Cosmetics, which is trademarked, by the way, and I still have it and do it. It now is a holistic thing. Like I make handmade oils and scrubs and everything that still spiritually will incline you and enchant you, because it works. I work with Aphrodite, so clearly. Everything, even in the beauty field, is just turning more into the spiritual realm, and it's still like people love the product. So everything has a touch of spirituality, yeah, and it helps people. And it's magic is not as dark or white and white and gray and I don't know what. Magic is what you make it. So I teach people that too, that you can be magical in your own way without having to feel like, oh, I'm super dark or something. Because what is darkness? Like there's shades of 50 shades of gray or 50 shades of black or white or something, So like
people forget there's a full spectrum. It's not just these shadow lands. There's spectral colors and energies, And once they learn that, they can start tapping into these different energies for healing or knowledge, or whatever they're trying to do. Then all of a sudden they're learning how to take their little recipes and manifest their destiny and what they want to do, which is
exactly. Yeah. So that's my story. Like I started in corporate, and I never knew that I had all those talents. I always feel different and special, right? I could not explain. Now I have a community here. There's a community with, the light workers. There's a community with the witchy people, and I'm in the middle. I serve both. I don't have a preference. Like, you're nice to me, I'm nice to you. I don't care what you do in life. Just be nice. And then, you learn so much from them. I'm always curious to learn. Like, I'm learning from you things. I'm learning from somebody else things that I have never thought of, So, like, life is full with knowledge. So we should take advantage of it.
Because knowledge is power. Right.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I enjoy what I do. I enjoy what I do now very much. Before I had issues. Now I'm like, no, this is me. So
I think when you start realizing that, and then you start, because you're always unsure, that whole unsure barrier when you start stepping forward, and then you finally realize, okay, I feel good. This is it. And that barrier comes down.
Yeah.
Coming at you like, oh yeah, this feels good. This feels natural. This is where I'm supposed to be at. Just you're building your self realization of you, and that way, once you do that, you can start giving the best of you to the world. Which is a amazing thing.
But it takes a minute because from my upbringing, which was like rather conservative and religious, to some degree, not like super religious, but like just the way you think and see certain things. And then like being in a country that is not super spiritual, like Germany is not super spiritual in my eyes. Now it's like developed, but like, Greece is more spiritual, but in a different way. But, we have all the gods and, myths and, so much history, and it's different. But here it's like, I put feet on and I'm like, the natives are here. They don't play. Everything came out. I'm like, okay. So every time I go somewhere, like, I feel sometimes like I'm adding like a knowledge and like gifts, because I feel like I've been here in past lives.
Oh yeah, probably.
California.
And I think that's it. We stop at these places through these lives, and then when you come back, all of a sudden you just kind of migrate to that spot again because it's like home.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally love what I do. And now I'm at the point where I mentor people one-on-one or in classes, or like, whether this is you catch me on remote viewing or, on a podcast, on social media. I like to knowledge people because I know how hard it is. People get confused. So like, that's the beauty of it. And you do the same thing. You're a teacher for, I don't know how many years, and a mentor. people want to learn from you. You know, they're open to it. And like for me to have collected this much knowledge, I didn't even think I'm gonna get there. Like there was never in the I'm gonna teach other people. I just learned from myself. I'm curious. I'm so curious. Whether this is dark or light, I need to know.
You know, I'm the same way. You know, everyone's like trying to draw lines and do this or whatever, but
Nope.
you know, I'm a spiritual person. I'm gonna
Yes.
walk my path. Whoever comes along my path comes along my path. But I'm not gonna sit there and judge anyone because I don't know. It's like, this is interesting. Tell me more. You know, let's learn from this. You know,
Yeah.
So I don't shy away from anybody. And I have
love
my
that.
beliefs. What I do is that I have people who are the exact opposite with their beliefs, but we coexist so greatly together, and the things
Yeah.
that we talk about is so amazing that I don't pass up on any of that stuff. Oh, that's incredible. And then
love that.
so we're just exchanging and learning from each other, and just we're growing spiritually as we're doing this.
Yes, and there is not as many as we think that are just like us, because people see you, they judge you by the way you look. I judge people by the aura, by their character, and how they react towards me. Again, it's like I've seen everything, especially going to fairs and shows, and you know, like meeting a lot of co-workers, you know. And like it's just it's not too many that accept everything and everyone. Like I feel like we need to have more of this. We can coexist together because we need the good and we need the bad. There's a balance for everything. People
Exactly.
forget that.
Battery doesn't work unless you got the whole current running. You know, if we don't have the current running, we're just sitting here going, okay, now what?
Yes. Yes.
You get out and push, not me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. I find it fascinating. Like for me, when I met like Father Sebastian, I was like, I need to know more. I knew before, but it's just like the way he said it, and like with Patty and with you, and I'm just like, oh my God, like you know, everything shattered. I'm like, I need to know more. So the investigation on TikTok is real.
Yeah.
TikTok gets the trend. They're like, okay, she likes spiritual stuff. We're gonna send her everything, and like what you learn, like it's so amazing. I love it.
Yeah, that's cool. And me, Patty, and Sebastian all hang out together. So
I am aware. That's why I'm telling you. I know you're the crew. I'm aware. I'm just telling you.
Love the stuff that we're at night, just
You
hanging
have a
out.
lot of fans. You have a lot of fans, my friend.
It's pretty fun stuff, you know. And we just love everyone who wants to come to us and talk to us, and those who want to learn more about what path they want to do. And that's what I like about the university is there's just so much there. You can just pick and choose what path you want to go down.
Yeah.
You know, which is amazing. And I reference like all of it, you know. Everyone thinks I'm just doing paranormal, but it's like, no, I'm different. I'm a spiritual paranormal investigator. I'm doing this, but I'm also doing, you know, witchy type things as well.
Yeah, we all do it. I'm love and light, and you know, I do some witchy stuff, but I do it on the lighter side. But like, I can go dark if it's necessary. I mean, if you want me to with
I've gone down that big time. I've learned a lot.
Yeah, just because we don't do it doesn't mean we don't do it. But I'm very happy because I've seen you on set, and I've been telling you you're gonna be more on set and more on camera. And like I see with Petty, I'm like, yes, that's good. That's very good. Because I remember telling you there's so much more for you to come. Like I know, because you need to spread the knowledge. It's not about you getting, you know, any fame. You don't care for that. You care for like, hey, I'm here to tell you and show you, because you're a real teacher.
That's what it's about. You want to know something? If I can tell you and help you with that, please let's sit down and talk about it. That's more important than anything, because that's what we do as a teacher. You know, we're not trying to build followers. We're trying to build other teachers.
Yes.
I want you. I'm not going to be here forever. So when I'm gone, I hope you're out there and you got your followers and you're doing your
exactly
whatever it is in the future, your classes. You know, keep it going.
100%. I love that. Awesome. I know you like the Three Musketeers or something. I don't know to call you.
That's one way to say it. Yeah. A lot of people they don't talk about it together. So I'm like, okay.
I always love when I see you with Patty. I always love when I see you with what's his name again? Sebastian, Father Sebastian. A little brain.
I don't say that, but he's gonna see this podcast anyway. So
he's amazing. Like I know he does the fangs and stuff, and it's just like there's something about this man.
Yes, he made my custom fangs. I do a lot of the vampire stuff with them. It's such a blast. We had a good time.
You all have a really nice aura. Like you're very intriguing too. Like it's something about your persona. So you three together, like holy cow.
Yeah, I think so, because people talk to us about doing shows together and what.
Oh my God, you should because you guys are so like.
Another one of our good friends is Richard Lillard, and someone's like, "You guys should do a show together." I'm like thinking about it, like us four. That'd be a crazy show, but that'd be so much fun.
You know what you should do?
Laughter and entertainment back would be great.
You know what you should do? You know how they have like America Has Talent? You should do like a show where you judge.
America's Got No Talent and put us on it? Yeah, that'd be great.
No. You should do one about the paranormal stuff. You are the judges and the teachers who, you know, let's say there's psychics coming in or like witches or something. They're like, oh, we're going to show you this. And you judge them or something. You should do something like this.
Totally.
So whoever is stealing that, we're going to sue you, just so you know.
Yeah, this is popular. This patent pending. Don't even think about it.
Pending already. You should do that and be like judges and be, you know, talking about, or like if you see clips and say, this is what I would have done, or like just be together on investigations together. Yeah. You do like different segments.
Have different types of mediums come on, because people think when you're psychic, oh, you're just psychic. It's like, oh, okay, no, it's different. So many different kinds, and everyone's doing different things. So that'd be great to test out
100%
levels of psychic abilities. You know, and on my paranormal team, I've got 3-4 different psychics that I use all the time because they do different things.
Yes,
you know, so it works out awesome. We can test out different psychics and their abilities.
There you go. There you go. Or like, you know, like warlocks and witches and I don't know what. It doesn't matter, like, because we're so many, so different. Like, it's just, and also in the, you know, anything about the vampire culture, people have so much misunderstanding about that, or like talking to spirits, or like, you know, with haunted dolls or haunted mansions. You've seen the professionals and you've seen the ones that act, so you know better. So you guys, 4 of you on one show, this is going to be like a banger.
That'd be awesome.
Implementing and manifesting for you a show.
Yeah, it's like, hey, my agent's calling right now. What do you want? Yeah, right. But that'd be great. You know, that'd be great just to throw that out to the universe. You know,
I remember telling you, you're going to be on shows. I see you a lot on TV. You're going to do a lot of stuff, and I see exactly that, and I'm like, yes. And I'm manifesting it with you and for you more. I would love for you. This would be such a. I would love for you to go that route, because I remember telling you I see something bigger. So like having those 4 or even 3, which I think it might be 3 or 4, that would be like something else. That's like national TV. I don't know which, or even Netflix or something. It's going to be good.
I just think that was fun. Just fun for us and the spirits and everybody involved.
Oh my God, you guys have all crazy stories because you all have personalities. So like, imagine you sit there. Oh my God, it's like the Beverly Hills Housewives, but in the spiritual version.
All sitting around a table. Yeah, totally. I can't believe her. Do you hear what she said? Yeah, I got it.
Spiritual Housewives in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
The witches of Beverly Hills.
Oh my God. I can't wait for the sizzle reel. That looks so great.
Oh my God.
All blingy and stuff. Getting out of like a limo. Yeah.
Yeah, you let me know when I come behind the scenes, because I'll deserve
come on, check it out. Look at our craft service table. So good.
You see cups flying and dolls flying and spirits doing stuff, and everybody's
like, it's a big crazy spirit party. It's just come on in, everybody.
Yeah, there you go. That's good. We like that. We're manifesting for you.
That sounds good. I'm feeling confident right now. That's great.
Yeah. See, that's what I do. I influence people to do things.
I'll have to mention that to Patty this weekend. So, hey, you know what? I was talking to Eva and she was saying this. What do you think? Yeah. Let's make a phone call.
I think you guys would be a powerhouse. We need that. We need the real people, not like people with like, you know, I don't want to even go that route, but like certain mediums that pretend to know things that I don't think they know.
Oh, totally. It's when they're bad, they're so bad. It's like, really?
They do research, some of them. They do research, and that's how they read. And it's just, this is not doing psychic work. This is not doing medium work. I don't want you to tell me anything when I see you. I want to find out myself. When within 5 to 10 minutes, people are like, oh my God. That's the reaction you need, not like reading celebrities or people that you know they're coming and do the research on them before. That's not psychic reading, is it?
So you go in blind, so to speak. You don't want to know anything, because I think that's a deterrent. I'm not saying that they're cheating or anything, but if you go in and you already have these ideas, and someone's name or an idea of something that happened, your brain starts adding to it. You start seeing it in a different light. You're not really picking up on the true essence of the energy of the environment. You want to be open and just have your feelers out, and anything that's coming to you, it's what you're picturing. You don't want to like, oh, this happened. There's a lady died in the elevator. And that could be wrong. And all of a sudden you think there's a lady who died in the elevator waiting for that. And she didn't. She was down the street, outside the trash, whatever. But, going in raw is better, because you are opening up your senses 100% instead of.
Yeah, that's what I like. Yeah, that's what I like. I don't like people to tell me. I don't care. I'm like, please, 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. And this is how they also know somebody knows their work and, whatever they're doing. So, yeah, that's the fun part. I like that when I do the intro.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's good. So we only have so much time left, because an hour goes by so fast. So I definitely want to point out to everybody how they can get a hold of you or find out more about you and what you do. I have the link for the website down there so people can follow the classes and stuff. How do people want to do that? I know you teach people how to become healers and stuff, and everybody should go take that class, because we need.
So the way you can go get a hold of me, if you want a psychic reading or a healing session, I offer it right now over Zoom at cosmicenergylife.com. You can book your time, and I'm as strong as I am in person. In person is when I teach. I just had a student this weekend, and she initiated. And as a cosmic energy healing teacher, you need to do it in person. You cannot do it online. So we met. We were at an office suite, and I initiated her in person because she needed to have theory, and then the practice where, like I lay my hands on her and initiate her as giving her the power. So that needs to be in person. You just schedule with me first a consultation, and then I can meet you somewhere in LA. We can do it if it's like within, like the surroundings of LA. I can do it closer to you, or we meet in the middle, or you just come towards me. I'm in Los Angeles in the Valley. I do teach classes. They're online. I'm going to start, I have a cosmic club where I teach people, about magic and herbs and how to protect yourself, how to attract. So all those things, video on demand. I have that even before I started as a teacher. So I'm reviving that again. I will have deals very soon. So that's coming up also in Cosmic Energy Life. And then I will be most likely at the Conscience Life Expo. And I will have a room up in the second floor where the healers are. I'm going to announce this on social media, and I will have a team with other healers. This is my first time doing it. Anyone who wants to join who is like a light worker or a healer or a tarot reader, contact me, because I can give you space. We can talk about, us co-working together. It's going to be on the second floor. Conscious Life Expo is in February. I'm super excited. It's a lot of light workers, but there's also other people. Let's just say that, right? There's also paranormal and stuff and aliens. So I'm like, my friends are there. So I'll be there in February sometime. I just don't know the dates exactly right now. But yeah, otherwise, follow me on social media. I give a lot of tips and tricks. I do like a little tarot read a week. I give astrological advice, what's going to hit us this week, for example, or not. Sagittarius season is coming up, for example. So I have to write something about that, or like Pluto in Aquarius, what that means for us. And yeah, just, follow me on social media. You get a lot of information. I have all my links in there on Linktree. But Cosmic Energy Life is how you get a hold of me. And you can also find me in markets. I'll be at the flea market this Saturday in Los Feliz. So you can come in person for tarot readings. And I have also handmade candles, oils, and crystals. So I sell a little bit of everything. So I'm expanding a lot right now. I'm excited.
That sounds exciting. That's going to be great.
Yes. You should come sometime. It's fun at the flea market. It's like very different vibe because it's not so witchy. I've been like to really witchy, like I'm going to be at the Witch Brew in December on the 14th. So that's like very witchy. It's in Santa Ana. So like whoever wants to come and see me in person, it's not too far from you.
That's awesome. That sounds exciting too. All this stuff sounds great.
I'm excited for the Witch Brew too. My first time.
Oh, okay, cool. Very cool. So, just on a side subject.
Yeah.
Being a psychic medium, everyone's tapping into different energies.
Yes.
And you and I have talked about aliens in the beginning
Yeah.
on the side. So just tell me, do you ever get in contact with alien energy that's trying to...
Yeah. So I do, but the cosmic energy healing has channels that protects me from certain aliens. And I didn't understand back in the day, 12 years ago initially, I'm like, why do I have those channels? And my teacher's like, because some aliens are not good aliens, which obviously we know now. So I've seen also UFOs, which is crazy. I was pitching a sizzle, a reel for reality show, like in 2018. I was driving on the 405 and I saw like a UFO upstairs. And then like 2022 New Year's Eve, I saw another thing, a portal open in the sky, and I'm like, am I crazy? I'm not drunk. I'm driving again on the 405. Must be something on the 405. I don't know, man. Everything is there. So like, it was like a slideshow, like the heaven is opening, everything is dark, and white light comes up, and I'm just like driving and looking. I'm like, am I cuckoo? Because I'm not drunk for sure. I know, like I had no alcohol. So like I do see them, and I also see them in human form. I can like detect them, but I've never had anything negative happening to me. So thankfully I've been safe, but it also depends, like if you're like a Lemurian or something, you're more humanoid.
Yeah.
So it's a little different than when you are like a reptile. You can tell even like with celebrities, like you're just more careful with them. They have like a different aura or like different vibe, or like they're like destructive. So yeah, I have experienced with everything, but they have never harmed me because I just, stay clear or put protection up. But they're real.
The reptilians are a little bit different because, like the Pleiadians and all those different kinds, they're almost like people. They have good moments, bad moments. Yeah. They have joy, laughter, all that stuff. But with the reptilians, they come from a different type of thinking, I guess. Yeah. They don't really have the sense of humor that we have. They're just like straightforward and like, what the?
But we're intertwined with them. We are, we have all alien DNA. If you have RHD negative, you have a direct line. But the humanity is at least 250,000 years old, and that's still in the discovering. And we have been crossbreeded with aliens. So a lot of us
time to get to this. I mean, even with the Anunnaki, they started very, very early on.
Yeah,
on this direction, and like every 2,000 years, something's happening. So like, okay, and this is
exactly.
This is what happens when you start doing genetic testing and this crossbreeding stuff. This is what happens.
Yeah, so like some of us have it within us. You can see it through the eyes. I had like teachers or like healers see that I knew they were like outerworldly. They're like not human. They have a human shape, but you can tell like I cannot even explain. It's not like you're tall and blonde. It's just like the way of being the light, and then the eyes. I'm just like, where's this person from?
Yeah,
it's just insane. Like
always eyes give it away every single time. You can't change that stuff.
That's how I started reading people, like when I was 27 or something, right? And I'm like seeing this guy, and he has like lizard eyes, and I'm just like, what the hell is this? Again, I was in Europe. I didn't know anything about that stuff. So reptiles, clearly, they're in power and whatnot. And like LA has underground reptile tunnels. I don't know if you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I found out a few years ago, and I'm just like, So we light workers are here because we need to protect and we need to shed the light. So I see you still as a lighter person, as in the light, even though you know the dark. We must, in order for you to become a light worker, you have to go through the darkness first and foremost. So people need to like get a chill pill. Okay, I know the other things, and like we here because we need to protect. We need to be like little lamps that stand in batteries to like protect other people. And like we're placed funny, but like the underground reptile thing is like a real thing. There are tunnels everywhere, and there are more in Colorado and Denver. So that is with the grays and stuff. I don't know if you heard about the airport in Denver, what's going on there. If you accidentally go to the wrong, wrong floor, when you see the grays and they start chasing you and stuff, like it's insane. Yeah. We have also alien station here at the water and the islands very close by, where there are like underwater aliens. I just saw something in, I forgot what it was, but super close to California. We are very prone to aliens. But yeah, they're here. I feel them. I see them. Sometimes they're people super close, and I cannot even describe what kind of like aliens they are. Just like, I don't think like they're harmful, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to handle them. But
no,
it's interesting. It's wild.
You pick up on their energy, like just like anything else. When you feel something bad, it's probably pretty bad. It's giving off that vibration.
Yeah.
So when something feels great, it's giving off that vibration. So you kind of attract to that. You go that direction instead of.
Yeah. It's interesting, because sometimes when I do healings, I always prefer we're going up to the ether. And when I come back and tell my clients, like, it felt like I took you to the ether, and they'll, before I even say something, they're like, did we go to a spaceship?
Yeah.
Question. I'm like,
what'd you think of my spaceship?
Yeah, kind of. We went to the ether upstairs, there was like this.
They're like, whoa, what? Yeah. Why I feel like we just went somewhere. Yeah. That's what it's about.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. But I'm sure you have even more alien stories than I have. But like, I see and feel a lot of them, but most of them are like light workers or like good aliens, let's just say. The bad aliens I have seen, but from the distance I try to like stay away from them, because we cannot handle each other energetically. Like, I will make sure that they have to leave me. Like, with the channels that I have, the protection that I put up is like goodbye.
Yeah,
because they can like you know how you've dealt with jinns before, right? Like in the Arabic world. So I had my friend, the coffee reader, she had a jinn real quick, and the jinn eventually started liking me, and one time I fainted because he passed me. I don't know, he went through me or what, and I was just passed out, and then I woke up. So this is how the reptiles, the bad ones, this is how they make you feel. Like, you feel like you're gonna faint, and you feel like nauseous, and you cannot even handle and explain yourself. Like, the jinn is a lighter version of damage versus like what the reptile would do to you, right? Because they're like snacking on us too, I heard.
Yeah.
But I don't know what stories you have, but like, for me, it's been like, I've noticed, I've seen sky opening stuff. I'm just like, am I cuckoo? But I'm not cuckoo, because I'm not the only one who saw that. So it's very interesting, because it's surreal to the eye to comprehend. Like, this is something we're not shown. And like, back in the days in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, it was more normal to talk about like, hey, there was an UFO, there was an alien, this and that. Roswell is real, right? Area 51, all those things. It's all there, and just around us.
That's definitely right. Hangar 18, all those places. Something happened somewhere at some time. So don't let them think nothing happened, because something started there. Someone started talking about it. Someone told something else, and that's how we know about it. So it kind of leads you that direction.
Somebody in the government leaked something.
Yeah, or there was somebody working for the government, and they got fired, and all of a sudden they're like, hey, you know what happened at my job? Yeah.
I obsessively watch like those interviews and those former government people that talk about it. And
the story. Those guys,
yeah.
You worked at Hangar 18?
Yeah, that's why it's hard for me to be like in Nevada energetically, because of the alien like energy. I think that's why I'm like, my Pluto is also going through Nevada, so it's definitely more like a death trap situation. I can only handle so many days in Vegas, but like the more we talk about it, the more I realize, okay, it's not because I don't like Nevada or Vegas, it's because of the energy.
Oh yeah.
And you're not allowed to clear it either when you go there. So
you can't mess with it, But then on the other side of that is Sedona, Arizona, which is just giving off things. Almost like it's, okay, is this the negative part of the battery, and this is the positive side over here? I mean, but you get too close to this, it's and I've been to Area 51 not like in the secret areas and stuff, of course,
Yeah.
because I'm not a government official, but I've been real close. I've seen the planes landing in there, and I know people who worked
Yeah.
there, you know, so you hear all these different stories, but it's really hard to tell. But just some things just seem so strange compared to like Sedona, where everything's angelic and peaceful and loving energy. You know, it's like a strange vibe at 51.
And yeah, and there is so much closed off in Arizona because they keep saying it's the connection to Africa, but it's also pyramids there, which are all over the world. Those are actually the anchors and the lights and communication system for the aliens, and it's everywhere globally. Some places have been, you know, trees grew over it, or like all of a sudden, you know, it got destroyed. But like Arizona, especially where is it the Grand Canyons or something, where like it's closed off. There is stuff they don't want you to know. And NASA owns some of it. So they are trying to hide stuff. So when you go there and you feel like there's magic and there's aliens and this and that, everything is true, 100%. That's why it needs to be to some degree protected, but like they don't want you to know, which is like stupid because like we're going to know one way or another.
Real soon here too. They've had what, over 700 plus sightings recently. It's like, okay. I mean, that's a lot.
700. I mean, what a decent number.
And it's not an invasion though, but there's 700 sightings recently. It's like, don't know about that, but okay.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's there and they're around amongst us, and some are interbreeding. So depending, you know, what blood type you are, that's gonna come more to you or less, apparently. So what our genetics are, depending on that. But it's a real thing. There's so much real that they've been just trying to hide from us, but we're finding out. Again, it's the golden age, and we're going to find out so much about spirituality. That's the Pluto and Aquarius part.
And I think the reason why we're seeing so much of it now is because, you know, they were trying to hide it all, but now it's to the point where it's so much they can't, so they just don't care anymore.
During COVID, shit was hitting the fan, excuse me saying it this blunt, they started saying, oh, there was a sightseeing about aliens. I'm like, oh, so you want to try to redirect the problems by saying like there's an alien finally, like, or a spaceship or something? Like, come on now. But yeah, 250 years ago was Pluto in Aquarius when the US was built, when there was the revolution and the war, right? And now we are going into a spiritual kind of war and revolution. So everything is going to come to the surface. And
yeah, well, I hope everyone gets smarter too. That'd be great.
What?
I hope everybody gets smarter too as this evolves.
Honey.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I always say that. I'm like, you know, everybody's doing a different line when God or the universe was giving like brains and smart and beauty. But yeah, totally. I get where you're coming from, but I feel like in terms of spirituality, especially with the pyramids were not built by men. They were built by creatures that were like, you know, like the fallen angels. There was like the offspring of them, or like from aliens. So like it still like goes back and forth. But how do you think we built the pyramids? We didn't, because there were giants and everything. And again, I don't know if they're like alien species or what, or from the fallen angels. That's how everything came to pass. This is all coming to the surface and the light now.
Yeah, the Nephilim. They're finding their graves and all kinds of stuff. Now, you go to one museum and they have that 14-foot long sword they uncovered. It's like, who was holding that? Like,
the Nephilims, and like some people say when Afghanistan war and Iran and Iraq happened, that they were doing this because they found like they wanted to find the Nephilims, and they did. And certain presidents went there apparently to double check because they're probably related to them or something. I don't know. It's very interesting. It's mind blowing, but there's a lot more to be uncovered, and there is more, you know, like even like elephants, like in stone, where it looks like it's a rock, but it's actually like the leftover of an elephant. It's petrified. Just, you know, petrified, and or like a human, and a lot of mountains, they say it's petrified Nephilims.
Well,
like he might.
Let's hope they don't wake up, because what are they going to eat? I mean, that's a lot of food for one person. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to take care of that? Oh, okay, the mountain's moving. You got to get some McDonald's over here. I mean, I don't know. We're gonna start eating us. I don't know. About it. It doesn't sound good.
We're gonna be little snacks. They're gonna need like hundreds of us to have like a small meal or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. See, that's what the Mayans are practicing for. They want to get all those sacrifices. Like someday someone's gonna eat you, so let's get a routine going on.
But that's also the thing with the dinosaurs, which I don't know if they were all dinosaurs versus like it was actually dragons. They're still with us in other realms, and the veil is very thin. And now people see more dragons and they see more like dinosaur or dragons related, like animals somehow. So, things are getting interesting because everything is being revealed. And it might sound like, like a magical hour, us telling a story, but I would not say it if I didn't know that it's true.
Yeah, and that's fine. This is Magic Hour. This has been a great hour of conversation.
It has been. You're so good. I love it. You're like tackling everything. I love that.
Yeah. Well, there's so much going on. Let's all dive in. It's like a big, buffet. Everyone want to have a snack of this, a little scoop of that in here. Let's see what's going on.
I love it. We would have a good time at the eat all you can buffet.
Yeah. Spiritual seasoning. Let's try a little flavor of that. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Right. See, that's what I mean. Like, I'm curious. I am ecstatic to learn. I feel like it's such a great thing. And, this can happen with anything else. Like, I'm just, humanity and like the underworldly, upperworldly, the magical realm. That's the good thing. The great thing when you're a spiritualist, like you are open to pretty much anything. But spirituality is so big. There's so much to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's great.
Got to keep it going. Well, all right. We are out of time. We've gone over a few minutes. I'll just take care of that in the editing and post. But, Eva, thank you so much for joining us here on My Dark. And the first time when I met and I knew I wanted to have you on the show, I knew it was going to be good because the reading and everything was such a good reading. And it really was. Trust me, people try to read me all the time. You pointed out two things out of nowhere that no one's ever touched on. And I'm like, ooh, look at her go. Good for you.
I was just fascinated by you.
My wife was walking by and I heard a couple of things she said, and she looked over and she's like, oh. I'm like, yeah. So that was an awesome reading. So thank you so much.
I love that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I take the compliment with, much love. It was such a pleasure being on your show. I appreciate you. I can't wait to see it and also advertise it with you. I hope that some of my clients are witchy, extra witchy, or like paranormal. They love this. So I'm going to send them to you because they love all this. And hopefully, next time I see you, I'll probably tell you something else while we just have coffee. Like that happens all the time. Once I connect with you, it's like, oh, I have information for you.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. So we'll continue to keep it going. I'll see you at the event, and then you'll come on the show, and we'll have a recap and say, "Hey, I saw you the other
day." Exactly.
I love fun talking and making friends, and sharing with other people because people want to know, they want to hear it, they want to check it out. So I'm really glad you came on the show. Thank you so much.
So thank you so much for having me. It was such a pleasure. You're always nice. I love your vibe. I love your spirit. I love all your family over there. The beautiful doll. She's smiling.
Yeah, you had a good time?
She's pretty.
I didn't give her a little thing to play with. She's kind of upset about that, but she's.
Oh, I'm sorry. But hey, she's pretty. She's very cute. I can see her. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's got a little smile going on. Look at that.
I know. She's glowing. She's glowing, honey. She's like, just tell me I'm pretty. It's fine.
Well, all right. We got to get going. I will send you the link, and once again, thank you so much. And we'll definitely do this again. And we'll just keep, every time you got something new, let me know. And we'll talk about it and promote it as much as possible.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you. You have a nice night. Bye, everyone.
Say bye.
Bye.
Okay. All right. Talk to you later. Thank you. Awesome. What a good time that is. She was so fun to talk to. Great energy. I was excited to have her on the show. And just so you guys that follow the show can really get a chance to check her out. Don't forget to go to her website as much as you can, and check out so many different things happening. Check out our classes, get a reading. I had a great reading. It was a good experience, and I think about it quite often, as a matter of fact. So that's how good it was. So in the meantime, if you're going to go out there and do some investigating, make sure you go out there and investigate safe. And don't forget, bring a jacket. It's cold. What are you guys doing out there anyway in the coldness? So be safe, stay warm. Make sure you have lots of batteries for your flashlight, because nobody wants to fall down those stairs at those crazy abandoned places that we go to. So have fun, and we'll see you guys next time right here on My Darkest Hour.
My name is Stefan Brigati, and I've been investigating the paranormal for over 30 years. Come along with me and my team as we take a journey into the unknown. This is My Darkest Hour.